what's up? It's Sunny. Welcome to Sunny's Geeky Grove, the podcast about all things geeky. In today's episode, I will be explaining the new Hulu original show Dollface that premiered November 15th, 2019. But before we dive deep into this, hit that subscribe button if you've been waffling on doing it, or if you happen to be new here. I post new episodes of my podcast every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's start off with a brief synopsis of the show. After breaking up with her longtime boyfriend, a woman tries to reconnect with the friends she lost during the relationship. That's it. Pretty simple premise. The show stars Kat Dennings as Jules, Brenda Song as Madison Maxwell, Shay Mitchell as Stella Cole, and Esther Povitsky as Isadora Levine. So the show centers around Jules, who just got dumped by her boyfriend of 5 years. I will be giving away some slight spoilers, but nothing major, so bear that in mind. So, Jules comes to realize that she has isolated herself during her relationship and now has no friends. Obviously, this isn't good. So, she starts off on essentially an apology tour. While trying to come to terms with her self-imposed isolation, we meet one of the other main characters, Cat Lady, played by Beth Grant. So this show perfectly blends comedy, heartache, and magical realism. I think it's great to see this type of dynamic on screen. It kind of reminded me a bit of the CW's Jane the Virgin, with the balance of nonsensical interactions and grounded reality. The show has an overall tone of women's relationships and friendships being vital to a woman's mental stability and emotional health. It really does drive home how important a good friend is. The show also deals with how much importance we place on our relationships with others and how we can evaluate those relationships. It perfectly balances the self-introspection that we do while watching Jules struggle to integrate back into her friends' worlds. So not only do we have this kind of magical realism going on, but our characters are also super realistic. They make mistakes, they say the wrong thing, lie, or even yell and fight. It's a great representation of friendships in general. The women argue, bicker, and hold each other up. They love each other, but also call each other out on their BS. Each character also has their own obstacles to overcome. They're all three-dimensional characters that aren't just there to prop up our main character, Jules. For instance, one of the characters struggles with their awkwardness. Another character struggles with the stereotypes of being the quote-unquote hot girl. And another character struggles with, how to cope with a tricky romantic relationship. So it's things that people can identify with. People watching it can say, hey, I see myself in this character, or I see a bit of me in this character as well. It really does offer up a wide variety of situations and personality types that the viewers can attach to, and I think that they are done very well. Not only that, but the storylines all overlap and intersect and help give a well-rounded, real-life feel to the show, with a bus-driving cat lady as a mentor. It sounds weird, I know, but boy, do they ever execute it phenomenally. The acting within the show is also really freaking great. Each actor gives a standout performance, and the writing is super believable. They act and they speak like real people. My personal favorite is Izzy. She is just so me. I can't even. Jules and Izzy are me. I am Jules and Izzy is Law. Okay. They're just so good. I love all of our four main women, but I just... Izzy has some of the best moments in the show, in my opinion. She is just such a wild ride. I love her. And the actress that plays her, Esther Povitsky, she just, her comedic timing and delivery is just phenomenal. She is actually a stand-up comic. She has been doing shows lately, a Comedy Central special. Really super amazing. She's hilarious. This was my first brush with her, so I've definitely decided I need more of her in my life. This season 1 episode count is a fairly short 10-episode order, but hopefully we will get a season 2. Now, the end of season 1 gave a nice wrap up to the majority of plots introduced, and I didn't really feel like there was a major cliffhanger ending. It would actually kind of work as a self-contained 10-episode show should they not get renewed. I hope they get renewed, but I'm just saying, if they don't, it won't be leaving us with major questions or a lot of unanswered, plot lines. Just, it felt like our characters had achieved their goals in a reasonable way that if there isn't a season 2, I feel content with how they had progressed and grown throughout season 1. So, I mean, it really is just so phenomenal. It is funny and it tugs on the heartstrings and it makes you, feel for these characters. And there's also moments that a normal sitcom has where there's a miscommunication and if only, so-and-so said something like a normal person, it wouldn't be happening. And that the specific instance in mind that I'm thinking of was resolved within the same episode. So it actually kind of bucked tradition in that sense, which I was super proud of and happy and content with. When this instance happened, I was like, ugh, are you freaking kidding me? Really? We're going to have this? How long are they going to drag that out for? And surprisingly, it was resolved like 3 scenes later. So it was a nice, refreshing change of pace. And like I said, all 4 of these main characters are super relatable and the acting's great. When they all work together, they just feed off of each other. They're empathetic and sympathetic and compassionate and funny. They are so funny. I can't express enough how funny the show is, how many visual gags they had, jokes that, it's a commentary on relationships and moving past that, romantic relationships as well as platonic. And there's a bit where a character has been having casual hookups and she says, I don't feel very well. And the other women are like, well, you need to go see the doctor. Your health is really important. And so the scene plays out and the doctor says, you've contracted feelings. And she's like, should I tell my partner to go get tested? And the doctor's like, no, men can't catch this. I laughed out loud so loudly. It was so great. Like, things like that. Just little subtle, jokes that a lot of women, might say to themselves or to their friends. That sort of humor. It's not a man-hating show. There are a lot of men in the show. Well, there's a lot of men in the show that do bad things, that say bad things, but they're not all painted as villains. There is a man in there that's obviously, painted to be the best. And it's offering different sides of basically the same coin. It's not saying all men bad, women better. It's just expressing female relationships, romantic and platonic, and it does it in a way that doesn't necessarily pull another gender down completely. It is just simply raising this dynamic, this element up. And it really does it in a way that's compassionate and trying to make us understand as the viewers that we need to be taking better care of our friendships and ourselves in our friendships, because we as people need to be better people. And that's, I think, a sentiment that crosses all genders on the spectrum. And we really need to try to better ourselves and become the best version of us that we can be. And I think that this show is really trying to express that message. And I think it does it in a clever, witty, and funny way, where it's not trying to say, hey, if you're a guy, you're terrible. It's not saying that. It's saying, hey, if you're a person and you're doing bad things, you should try to be better and try to understand why you're doing those bad things. Try to push yourself to become that better person. And I think it's really important for everyone to hear and to understand and really try to help themselves become that better person. And, you know, there's also a really adorable cat named Turtle. And if that isn't enough to sell you on it, then I don't know what will. If you like this video, please give me a like, leave me a comment down below telling me if you've watched it, or if you're gonna watch it, or who your favorite character is. If you dislike this video, also leave a comment down below telling me that you didn't like it. I'd like to know what I can do better. Hit that subscribe button if you like to. It'll make me smile and happy, and that's really awesome. Ring the bell if you want to, or don't. I'm just really happy that you are here and listening. You can always follow me on Twitter at Sunny Geeky Grove, or on Twitch at Sunny's Geeky Grove. I make a new podcast episode every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like, you can check out my Anchor profile linked in the description down below for different ways to listen. I hope you have a truly amazing day. You deserve the best in life. You are amazing, wonderful, and valid. My name is Sunny, and you have been fantastic. Thanks for listening. Bye!